Hello guys, this is denizforst and I'm here once again with another ElderScrollsOnline video. Today I will be showing you my Stamina Nightblade PvP build. Before we start the build, I just want to talk about this guy and what you expect and shouldn't expect from this build and this class nowadays. And if you want to skip this part and go straight to the build video, go to the timestamp like you see right now. Yeah, before the build, I want to talk about this because I don't want to mislead any people. So Stamina Nightblade, after the hybridization changes, got a big hit, and like there is very few people playing this class, and this has a reason because it's really outperforming. It fall behind the other classes, and actually the class identity has been killed by the hybrid changes. Like every magica morph of Nightblade is superior than the stamina morph, and which has led to nowadays Nightblades are like Nightblades in a costume or something, because it's not how Nightblades should work, and it's not the Nightblade style. If they are Dragon Knight with a Nightblade twist or something with huge burst heal and like barely even going invis or whatever. I mean, true Stamina Nightblade style, which made me love this game at the beginning, has died unfortunately, and I had to try really hard to make it kinda work. This build and this game style kinda works, but it really lacks on power department. I mean, it is playable, but at the very best hands, this is a very hard class to play at the begin with. It was always like that, but it really requires huge gameplay and huge experience to make it barely work nowadays, because like the other classes like so straightforward and much more powerful right now, and whatever you do you can't kill them sometimes, even if you're the best knight play, because that's why this class is uh, like so underperforming. So I had to say this. But as I said, I found a way to make it work at the right hands. You really need to try, and you try your hardest and do your combos very fast and pray your opponent is not a Dragon Knight or that dot sorcerers. But yeah, you want my Stamina Nightblade builds, and I will show you right now. Hope we can bring back the old Stamina Nightblade with the next patch buffs to the Nightblade, but I barely doubt it because they unfortunately nerfed it without knowing it with the two-handed changes. You know, there will be a nerf to the two-handed passive, which is the follow-up, which is the best passive in the skill line, but they wanted to make the skill line better, but since the developers don't play the game, they actually made it worse and they don't even realize it. But however, this is the other topic. I just want to get quickly to the video right now. I mean the builds, and then let's start them. So we are Wood Elf. Wood Elf is the best choice in open world PvP, but Khajiit is always good. You will have much better burst, but less survivability. This is my attributes, and this is my unbuffed front bar stats. We are using Shadow, Moon, Vampire Stage T. Our team take a broad. I have my double dot poisons on my front bar, and tri-stat potions that I'm using. So, which bring us to the gear. We have heavy, and one no light here, but there should be one light. I think I missed the piece. Knights. Oh, since I switched out the belt nowadays, so this hands should be light, guys. Okay, we need one light piece here. This one should be light, and for medium, too heavy. So as you did see, we are using tri-stats enchantment in all of our pieces. We're using Balrog, one as always, like you know, the trainee set. So the mythic item of choice, and which make this like wraps up this build, is Left-Hander Aegis belt. This is a kind of new mythic, not really, but this is what makes us survivable in open world PvP against that dot sorcerers and like stamina dragon knights or whatever. Yeah, this really got me like gives us survivability, and I really like that one. If you don't have it, just please use Marquee, which is always a good option on Nightblade. You can use Marquee, and you need to switch out the Jewelry, but you know the deal. So in our front bar, we're using Battle Axe, Night Mother. Night Mother is a great set. It applies Major Breach, which is necessary nowadays in PvP, and since we don't have a skill spot for it, and yeah, this set is good. I wouldn't change it this set much, but on our backbar choices we have lots of choices actually. We have for Phoenix Mount bow, which is a kind of new set, which is really good. Gives us minor force and minor courage. I will explain in a bit why I chose this one. So infused weapon damage, and this one sharpened with poisons. All of them are infused, my jewelry and weapon damage. These one are all tri-stats and all should be well fitted. I have some mixed match pieces, but all of them should be well fitted. Maybe this one can be reinforced, so we want to have the maximum value from this mythic item. So let's go with the skills, then I will explain the choices. Surprise attack, which applies minor breach. If you don't know, it's a good one, but the other alternative, the other morph, Magica morph, is better. As I said at the beginning of the video, Magica morph of Magica morph of Nightblade abilities, almost all of them are better and performing superior. That's why you won't see a true Stamina Nightblade players nowadays. Yeah, I already talked about it, I will pass it. Killer's Blade is the choice of my execution, which is a better version than it was previously before. Relentless Focus. The main reason I chose this one is actually the sustain reasons. The other morph deals much more damage, but the sustain with this one is better in my opinion, and it takes the duration is better. You don't need to cast it every like 30 seconds or whatever. But in the next patch, this will get buffed. We will see, but I think the other morph will be better eventually. Anyway, so rally is an old skill that we that we miss in Nightblade. You know the deal. The rally and the Nightblade, the old duo is back. Camouflage Hunter, Measure Savagery, Incap. Leech and Strikes, like if you think you have enough sustain, which I think you should, yeah, have it. Like look at here, 2k and more, and if I use the potion, 2.5k. Like this should be enough for most people, but since I'm a 1v xer, like in duels, that stamina pool, stamina recovery pools is more than enough. But I'm a 1v xer, and in 1v x situations with this Nightblade, I like to have stamina recovery very high because this guy has really no armor. Like, look at this. No armor, no critical resistance. So our main way of resisting is not taking damage. So what I mean by that, blocking and roll dodging. So for blocking and roll dodging, you really need that stamina recovery that high. That's our survivability tool, and that's our like tankiness, as you might say, comes from our purpose and our reason to not to take damage at the first place. Because if you take damage, you will get hit hard. So Shadow Image is a very good tool to kite around inside of the low open world PvP. That's why I'm using it. It might fall behind in duels, but it deals minor main. Yeah, but it is overall for here for open world PvP. Screwed offering. Resolve Vigor and Sneak. Backbar Ultimate, I don't think there is any choice here than Temporal Guards. That's my skill choices. Let's just jump into the CPs. Green tier doesn't matter. Master Attack, Deadly Aim, Backstabber, Fighting Finesse, Pain's Refuge, Survival Instinct, Celerity, Sustain by Suffering. The only thing you can change is here Celerity. Celerity, actually you could change this because we are a Wood Elf. We already have 5% here, but in open world PvP, movement speed is more important than armor, and kiting is more important than healing almost. So I don't know, celerity is good, but if you like to change one thing into other thing, then change celerity. But as I said, kiting is better than which amount of armor you have. So keep that in mind. And champion points, I think that should be it, right? Yeah. Like, okay, I hope you find this useful, and I have some videos before this video, I mean before the build video. Then I have one previous video that you can watch how this guy performs on my channel if you like to see more gameplay. And of course you can come into my live streams if you like to see more gameplay as well. So I hope you find this useful, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.